So you clicked on this video to learn how to get rid of dark circles. So let's get into it. So many of you know that Fiona Frills is my daughter.
Hi!
Fiona's joining me. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, thank you.
And we are going to show you our 3 methods for
covering up dark circles.
So yeah, let's get right on into it.
Yay!
Okay, so the first method that we're going to use is, curiously enough, with red lipstick. So Fiona's gonna get started with this.
Yay! So the first thing we're gonna do is the red lipstick, which obviously right here I'm gonna be using the NYX lipstick in Big Cherry. It's just like a really cheap one. It's $5. Go get it at your drugstore. And the biggest technique about this is do not go overboard. I tried to go in like really thick. It looked red. Yeah. That's all. But you want to just kind of, it has an orange undertone to it. It's going to dye down this blue undertone. Right. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of just pat this under the eye, just very lightly. You're just going to want to focus it in the inner corner of your eye and just kind of pat it out. That's enough. So what you're going to do is you're going to want to use like your ring finger, and you're just going to really want to pat it in. You're not going to want to rub it because it's going to smear it all over everything, and just keep on patting in. So as you guys can kind of see here, it kind of looks like she has like a red eye or something gross, but it really does cover up. Right up here, we can see that there's 2 MAC and a NYX concealer. They're both really great. I do like the MAC a little bit better, but if you're kind of on a budget, I do love the NYX one just as much. But for this, I'm going to use the MAC concealer. And again, you always want to focus on the inner corner of your eye. And again, no rubbing. And then I usually like to bring my concealer down like triangle with your finger. And then also kind of bring it on the top, but don't do too much because sometimes that can make your eye look actually smaller. And also go like right in the shadow of your nose. It looks amazing. Like, look at that, you guys. Like, how trippy is that? And you guys can kind of see here, her eye looks a little smaller. Small and big.
Yeah, when you put the concealer, that's the one thing with concealer that's always tricky, so you always like tend to have to put the mascara on.
Yeah, mascara opens your eyes just right back up.
2 products, that's all you need.
Yeah, exactly. 2 products.
Easy.
Simple.
Yep. Now we're moving on to the second method, which is the powder method. And this one I think is a little bit easier. This would probably be one I would use on a regular basis. So, yep. Ready, Fiona?
Oh yeah.
She's my makeup artist.
Yahoo! So the first product we are going to be using is going to be a concealer, which is the Instant Age Rewind Concealer. It's for dark circles. So now I'm going to apply this in a very, kind of almost like a crooked triangle, if you will. So of course we're going to start in the inner corner of her eye. Kind of just pat it in there. Then make like a, see what I'm doing right here, you guys? It's like a triangle, but it's kind of wonky almost. It comes up a little higher than it is right here. Then we're going to fill in right on the dark areas on the outer corner and kind of fill the triangle in. Like, doesn't that just look amazing, you guys? But now it is time for the method, which is going to be a yellow powder. And this is from Wet n Wild. It is so cheap. Like, this thing was $5. You get a bronzer with it, so it's even a bonus. But I'm just going to take the brush, it's just a powder brush, and I'm going to pack this under the eye. Look up, please. And just make sure you're not going to get powder in your eye. And you're just going to want to pat it under your eye. What the yellow powder is going to do, it's going to act against the darkness under your eye. You just really want to pat it under. And as you guys can see, it's just like, it's going to brighten it, and of course it's going to mattify it. So of course, you're always going to want to set your concealer with powder, so what I recommend doing is buying a yellow powder. You guys can get this from drugstore, high-end, anything you really want. So, as you guys can see here, look at that before and after. There is no dark circles.
There we go. Okay, so we are to the third method, which is the Brighten method. So, take it away, Fiona.
So, usually I like to start off with a concealer. This is going to be the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. It is absolutely, definitely one of my favorites. So what we're going to do is we're going to apply the concealer like you normally would, like always, just like the last one I did. I'm going to apply it in a kind of crooked triangle. So I'm just going to apply that, and then I'll be right back with you guys for the Brighten technique. So now that you have set your concealer, applied it, and put everything on, you're going to go in with the L'Oreal Paris Infallible eyeshadow in Iced Latte.
Woohoo.
This is my
Sounds good.
It is. That sounds actually really good in this weather. And it is absolutely the most stunning shade. I absolutely love this thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to take one of our fingers. You're just going to want to put some on the finger. And we're going to put this in the inner corner of your eye. Just gonna dot it in there. It kind of looks overwhelming at first, like you're like, wow, what happened in there?
This is one of my favorite.
Yeah, she loves this
tricks.
one.
Yeah.
And you're just gonna take your finger again with no product and blend it. And as you guys can kind of see, it kind of just adds like a kind of like highlight, so you're not paying attention to your dark circles. You're more paying attention to your like eyes, if that makes any sense at all. And as you guys can see, she's very brightened. She's more brightened than she'll ever be. It's like the best eyeshadow. And then
so now we're going to,
of course, do the overall look.
Just the overall look. And yeah, so
we'll be back.
All right, well, this is the final look. Thanks, Fiona.
Yeah.
And we used the Brighten method on both eyes, and then Fiona did the final makeup look, and I'll have some of that written down below. So we covered 3 methods for covering up those dark circles. Hopefully you got some great tips. If you have questions, definitely put them in the comments down below. Fiona and I would love to answer any questions that you might have. And if you liked it, obviously give it a thumbs up. And of course, don't forget to subscribe. And hey, I'm out.